Hi, welcome to the Andrew Buckle book review of Little Lulu, or Marge's Little Lulu. This is volume 1 and volume 3. Now, there's been quite a few collections over the years. I don't know if anyone's produced the entire collection of every single story. I'm quite certain this is not the complete set. Mainly because it mentions things like that. This covers, like this one, covers 22 issues. I don't think it covers it, especially since they were all 52 pages. That would be very odd, unless there was lots of stories that were nothing to do with Little Lulu. Maybe, I don't know. I haven't got a Little Lulu issue at all. I did, quite often I'd pick up lots of these Dells. Dells were quite cheap to pick up. Recently, I haven't seen many, so I can't say that I've got any. And I would like to pick up a few more of those sort of Dell ones, but still. So I'm just going to run through Little Lulu, volume 1. This came out in 2019. The other one came out in 2021. Now, obviously, maybe I assume that volume 2 came out in 2020, but of course, things happened, obviously, with COVID. So will there ever be a volume 4? Is there any material for that? Maybe that's it. Maybe someone could put a comment saying, yes, they've covered everything. Also, is everything included here? And also, did you ever find issues of Little Lulu in the shops? I mean, I always think to myself, this is the sort of thing, maybe I didn't, but maybe I did, that the sort of things you'd find on spinners at sort of like Seaside, the Little Lulu ones. Dells, quite those sort of things often turned up, real battered old issues. Or you'd find them in sort of like a real junk shop. Quite often they would turn up there. But not so much now. I haven't seen any of these sort of Little Lulus, and I suspect if you did see them now, they'd probably be obviously 1950s, 51, that sort of period. Probably quite expensive, I expect. The volume's nice quality, very nice quality. And absolutely, for me, a massive improvement over the one that I got for another series, the Nancy series by John Stanley, same artist. I was quite looking forward to this one, but I just was so unhappy with the muted way they did the pages. They were just not so good. Very, very odd. I don't know why they went for this quality, and they also went for this sort of thing all the way through. It just wasn't really. Still, great stories, all the same. But it was just, this was drawn and quarterly as well. I wasn't so happy with, and that's why I was a bit hesitant about this series. Much as I love the Little Lulu ones, I just thought, will they be the same? They're not. Much better, I think, personally. Again, they've got this. I don't know why they do this. 4 pages. You've got 4 pages. I always think to myself, there's a lot of material they could put there. Lots of material they could put additional there, but they didn't. You can see the details there. About 256 pages. You've got a great introduction, and that's always nice. I love a good old introduction. You've got obviously a black and white there, but the book itself, it's colour. You can see all the way through, mostly colour. And let's just show a few examples. The artwork is superb, reproduction is excellent, looks as if it's like on a very decent quality old 1950s comic, but obviously without all the years in between. And that's what you've got. So it's, I mean, most of it, there's a few bits where it's not great. Some of the pages you look at and think, oh, that's not just the world's greatest quality. There's a bit of a roughness at times. But most of it I found absolutely decent. And also, the stories are great. That's a key thing as well. Absolutely fun stories where she's going around. Tubby is pretty Alvin, pretty terrible as well. But she's excellent. Little Lulu, great. And of course, you've got a cat there as well in the scene there. And a horse. But the artwork's great as well. I thoroughly enjoy this issue. And is it complete? Please put in the comments below. I'm quite certain, and I don't know because I haven't got any of these Little Lulu issues to compare. And they didn't go with the covers. They didn't put like issue, whatever it was. They had weird numbering. It wasn't like sort of issue, sometimes it was like 125 or something. Little Lulu 125 or 139 or something like that. But there's no details particularly about the issue numbers or anything other than the back. But then you have to work it out, sort of go through it and think, well, because obviously you've got the page numbers. Weirdly, I don't know that they didn't actually refer to it with the page numbers. Now, this story is very weird. Tubby goes, and obviously Little Lulu's not in it. He's just gone to a restaurant, and these people obviously are helping him out there, giving him some food. And it's absolutely terrible story. Really, really terrible. It's a good story, but terrible. You just think, what? Really? But you've got the covers at the back. And the weird thing about the covers, in this case, you've got numbering there. You see what I mean about numbering? 146. It's a bit odd. You go, hang on, wouldn't it start on issue 1? But it's not 139. But some of them, there's no numbering. So is that 142, 143? I have no idea. It's just odd. I mean, imagine going to the news agency and looking for your issue and you're thinking, well, is that 140? Could be you picking up an issue and it could be 4 or 5 years ago. You wouldn't know. No numbering on it. Very odd. Maybe no one worried about it. Maybe it was different, but it's just, to me, we got a lovely essay again. I always love, the more essays, the better of these ones. But this one does, like I say, gives a bit of details, but it doesn't really help, particularly in some cases. It says here, like here, the third Lulu, full colour 110, gets published 4 months later, etc., etc. Last wholly drawn by its author, the success of Little Lulu, etc. But sometimes it puts page numbers. Then sometimes like that, it doesn't. It's very odd. You've got here another one where it references something. Second issue, 4 colour 97, was on, and it doesn't mention which page number, which issue it was. You've got the story, it does actually say, luckily, page 38, but it's a real slog going through it. So I would probably sometime, if I was going through it, I'd put maybe a felt tip mark, just mark it so I can actually see it. I would have preferred an actual index just so you can flick through and think, oh, that's going to be that issue. It's just an odd way of doing it. And you go through it and you actually have to really look for the issues. And I think there's a lot of stories in here that you've got that are not mentioned at all in that. It doesn't look like everything's mentioned. So it's very strange. But it does include details about letters and things and various... Oh, that one, which is one of the brilliant books. I love this one. The funny books, The Improbable Glories of the Best American Comic Books. That was an absolutely brilliant book. Dell-centric one. Got some sources at the back cited. But again, no useful index. Would have been really good so I could actually go through it. They did correct that with Volume 3. Now, I don't know if Volume 2 was like that. Here's Volume 3. Now, I think Volume 3 is actually more pages. I think there's more pages than this. Again, sometimes what happens with these is that they've got no page numbering. They've got page numbering for the stories. You've got page numbering in their stories. But then, when you go to the covers and things, obviously they haven't got them. There's still no numbering there for the covers. Very strange. So you've got like May. Just says May. Well, May 1952, 53, 54, I don't know. Unless you read this, of course, you go, and it gives you a bit of details of stories, etc. Again, you got some of them. Next issue, Lulu Van Winkle, page 114. But it just gives that. But all the other stories, doesn't give where the page numbers are. So you've got here, you look through and think, oh, that sounds good. The Ghost Train, for example, doesn't give a page number for that. So where is it? I mean, obviously you can find it, just flick through. I love this bit. This is just great. I love that. Very nice special order form. I mean, what a nice touch. That is a nice touch, I think. That's one of the things that I really just think that. But it's got some very short stories, very, very quick. I love that one with the eggs. I think I'm quite often picking up going to eggs myself and always walking back wondering, will I drop them? And luckily there's some snow there to drop them on, which is very useful. I'm not certain they'd even survive that, to be honest. But you've got the contest, that one. And also you've got, that's a very odd bit of drawing. Sometimes some of the artwork just changes. And this one in particular, there's this story. Now, I don't know if there was a different artist was involved. But it just seems, to my eye, just looks a whole, compared with the other one, but maybe there was, look, you can see that, the style there. And then you go to the next one, this one, it's completely different. Obviously, you've got the top as well. A lot more text. Just strange. But you've got all these great stories. You've got the door game. Again, it would have been really nice if there had been an index, just so you could go through it. I don't know if there's going to be a volume 4. Is that it? Please put in the comments below if you know if the series, how long. I would have thought there must have been thousands more stories of Little Lulu, because they were going on for quite a while. But this one, got details there. Drawn in quarterly again. I love that. It's a bit like my today with hoops. Today I was trying to do that with my one of my exercise classes. I was the worst. Don't think I'm ever going to master hoops. No, they're not hoops. That one wasn't hoop, but just reminded me of that for a second. But you've got that. And then you've got this little diary at the back, Lulu's diary, which is very nice, little bit section there. And then you've got the covers again. So Marge's covers, you've got obviously there. And another one there. 52 pages, all comics. And that's why I just can't see that all the stories included, unless there were other stories that were not, of course, Little Lulu. But it's not really easy to work out any details particularly about this. It's very strange in that respect. And let's just, but this one, as I said, doesn't have an index. And you can see what happened that you got here. So it does go, oh, well, at least that does show it. Even there it doesn't. No, I've just noticed there. You got there Little Lulu 27, then 28. So untitled story. So there must have been some other stories included there. And then, of course, you've got, number 29's gone. There's nothing 29. That would be weird. Maybe there was a 29 one. Then you've got 30, 31, 31, 31. 30. So why was the Little Lulu ones the other ones? Probably one of those 4 colour series. And then you've got all the way 38, 36, so 37. There's no comics for 37. Now, does it include... See, I don't... There's no page the numbering on the covers, so I have no idea. So you've got 40, 39, 41, 41. Oh, and then it jumps back to 30, which is very odd. Why did they do that? Half-page gag mailing a letter. Then it goes 44, 45, 46, 47, all the way through to 49. And it's got a cover... Oh, so it does include it. All cover illustrations. I was going to fly off the table at that point. However, cover gallery, there, 27 to 49. Yeah, it's just strange. Absolutely strange on that one. So that's it. I think these are absolutely lovely books. If you're into little... Moving the camera just got knocked as I knocked that down. I think this is just a great book. Absolutely brilliant. Little Lulu, Volume 3. I say, hopefully there's a Volume 4 or Volume 5 at some point. But who knows? And let's bring that one over again. So you can see there, Little Lulu and Little Lulu Volume 3. Totally brilliant books from Drawn and Coarsely.